Hi, welcome and thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you joining me. We're gonna get you a little clarity, see what's going on in the vibes, what would be helpful for you to know. This reading is timeless, so whenever it finds you, it's the right time. See what resonates and leave what doesn't. Remember that divine inner guidance. It's in you. It's in you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition, so your decisions are sound and based in love and for the highest and greatest good of everyone, so we're all uplifted in love. I kept hearing divine before I started this reading, so I grabbed the divine truth and the divine dog, even though they're kind of different, and we're just going to flow with that and see how it unfolds. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ, consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. What are some opening messages helpful to know about today? Bring a little clarity into a situation, something that was confusing, something that you're curious about. Opening message, please and thank you. Opening messages, openness. Embrace, oh, what? Look at that dog, it's so cute. Embrace the possible. So it's being in that energy of not just manifestation, but leaving it out there to the universe of possibilities that maybe you could be even better than you thought, even though your imagination is pretty good. It's having something work out. I'm getting even better than you could have imagined, better than you could have structured or thought about on your vision board. This is being open to really bright possibilities, opportunities, connections. Embrace the possible. So if you had any energy of lack or doubt, getting in your own way, self-sabotage, anything like that, digging your boots in and not moving, this is you shaking something up in your energy that I also feel like is shaking something up in your vibration and bringing something pretty beautiful towards you, like a magnet. You have to have an open mind, you have to have an open heart, you have to also be open and flexible to changes as they come, to your dreams unfolding differently than planned, to going in a different direction after you take one step. And I feel like it threw you off balance, getting back into balance, finding your center, looking for and knowing there is a way through. I feel like I see like a little string, like even if you had to be like the tightrope walker across a situation, you're the one that's going to get across. This is where if you thought something could never happen, this is you believing it'll happen. You don't know how, but you trust it will. You're gonna, even if you have to go across that, tiny little tightrope to get to the other side of, the mountain or over the stream. I see like two mountains connected. So when I see a mountain, it usually feels like a big obstacle, but it also gains you a lot of strength. And I do feel like there's a way across a situation that's not the typical bridge across. It's a different way through. I'm getting that is not just a solution to a problem. This is a resolution and creation of complete new possibilities to come in your life. So let's get another one. Tell us more about being open. I also see that you've already crossed like over to another mountain. You've already gone across things that are pretty big hurdles or blocks in your life. You've gotten through a lot of really rough situations and maybe fell down, but got up stronger, gained more grace and clarity and maturity, spiritual perspective in not just that situation or that big mountain, but every situation. And I feel like you've also opened somebody else's mind. You've also inspired others that they can too fall down and get back up, that they can find the way across a situation, narrow as it may seem, or where they felt something was just impossible. You're showing that something is more than possible. Let's see. What's another message on openness, please and thank you? Empathy. I love that. Somebody is recognizing that when you speak out of wisdom, when you say something, it's not just coming from nowhere or something that was read in a book. This is empathy that you have gained because of you going through something. Maybe recently, but I feel like it's overall rough experiences in your life. And I think that's why you're relatable. I think that's why you are the one that is heard. It's not just your story, it's how you authentically speak about it. How somebody can feel the truth in your heart and they feel that vibration and make that connection, and then make that connection inside of them to grow, to learn, to change. There could be a situation coming through where you have to be the one who's open to hearing somebody's story or somebody else's perspective or situation that they went through, had to handle. I feel like there was somebody who was a little presumptuous that they knew somebody's whole story, but they actually didn't know the whole story. So this is being open to really hearing someone, not just listening, both listening and hearing. I see and I hear you. There's also something important where if there's a big conversation you have to have, there's something about not doing it over text that I'm getting, because there's an important factor here on looking in somebody's eyes and really seeing their soul, seeing their facial expressions, recognizing the truth subtly in their body language. I feel like if you hear them, if it's a phone call, that's still better than text, but I kind of feel like something can be misconstrued, miscommunicated in the text. I kind of feel like somebody could have sent something and thought they were being kind of funny. And this person received it as, what was that? Were they sarcastic? Were they being pushy? So they're both reading the same words, but the information was delivered differently because the intention was lost behind those words. So that intention will be felt when you see the other person. You can see that they're messing around, or you can see that they were being a little sarcastic, or you can see that their body language was open or closed. There's something important about doing something face to face here. I don't know what that is, but I do feel like that is something that you will resonate with. And if that's how you feel, and you maybe have communication that starts over text and you feel like, like you need to see this person face to face, then I feel like you need to be pretty direct, but also it's not a pushy energy I'm getting, kind of nonchalant, like very confident that, all right, well, let's meet, let's discuss this further when I'm not working on my project, or I'm not at work, or when I can, really sit down and give you the attention that this conversation deserves. Something like that. I feel like if it's important to this other person, they will follow through with that. And if they do not, then maybe for some of you, that's also your answer. So, openness, empathy. Let's get one more. One more, and then we'll go to the divine truth. What is one more on openness and empathy? Passion. I just love this card. You're like, hey, you want to go play with your stick? Want to play with your ball? And you throw it, and every single time they go after that stick, it is just as exciting as the next time. This is, a situation coming in. If not, you know, it might be being open to new passions that you are discovering about yourself. It could be that your openness about what you are passionate about really was heard and seen by others, inspiring to others. Because empathy doesn't always have to be somebody that went through something hard. Empathy can be any situation, but it's an authentic connection. It feels like truth. So this passionate energy is you following your truth, going after that thing that feels exciting every single time. Where do you get to do something? What makes you so joyful in your soul that just thinking about it and not even doing it gets you excited? You know, even if you didn't have the stick there and you were like, hey, maybe later, do you want to go and play with the stick? And even just the thought of it, and not even in the experience, gets that energy in you. I also feel like there's something that maybe you and somebody else have equal interest in, are passionate about together. I also see that somebody is very passionate about you, and I keep seeing that stick. So I am getting some masculine energy here. I just, you know, I will say that there is definitely a masculine energy where I do feel like you turn someone on, or if that's you and you're the masculine energy, there's somebody that does kind of just do it for you. They turn you on. They know how to ride that passion wave just right for you. So let's continue. Let's go to the divine truth. Let's segue that message from the divine dog right into I hear the heart of the matter. So I have to section this out because it's just a very big deck of cards. Oh my gosh. All right, it's one of those readings. I can already see it. Into the energy. Let's get a message that would be helpful. I'm just going to hold this half and half. Clarify, openness, passion, do what you love, empathy, please and thank you. What is the first message? Ooh, gossip. Maybe you have to be open to energy that's just regurgitating stuff that doesn't really matter. It doesn't really know what they are talking about. But you got a lot of passion here. If you have a lot of passion and chemistry with a certain person, that would be energetically felt. It would probably make people curious. It also would probably be something that others kind of desire. I feel like it's just not giving any mind to gossip. Everyone is talking about the relationship. Let's give them something to talk about. A little mystery to figure out. So, hey, let them talk. I feel like if people are talking, it's kind of because maybe you have something that they don't. And if people are jealous of your connection, I do feel like it's because it involves a special kind of passion. Maybe there's a connection coming in, or you were thinking about where you could always be your authentic, true self and be open to anything that you needed to say without judgment in return. That's really a beautiful partnership. And that's also something that most people do not have. And I do feel like if anybody was listening to advice, just gonna do that from somebody, and this is advice coming from someone who perhaps has not much passion in their relationship, or maybe passion in the beginning but no friendship, or I'm kind of getting somebody that doesn't have the best relationship in their life giving the advice. So just take note, see whom you are getting your advice from, also what their intentions are towards giving that advice, because there is something coming through where something may have been heard, but maybe now they are hearing the truth underlying tone or intention behind the information that was given, because I keep doing that. So I feel like there's somebody that thought they knew what they were talking about. Maybe they thought that they were helping, but it didn't have the truest intentions, or they thought that they were helping, but their situation is kind of not comparable to whom they were giving the advice to. And somebody is a little jelly of your connection. That means your connection is pretty special. So I just keep hearing that song. Maybe I'll put the lyrics in that song. I guess if you're gonna have a big, awesome, divine connection, then maybe you can inspire some other people in what, you know, a true connection really is. But that doesn't mean that everybody gets to have that. So I feel like maybe that's where the empathy has to come in. Because I feel like it is something that somebody really does want. But if they don't have that in their life, then I feel like maybe even send a prayer that they find that, they get that opportunity in their life. Let's see. What's another message? Gossip is kind of a low vibration. So if there's anyone that talks about anyone else's business or everybody's business, and they'll probably talk about your business as well. Can't groove with everyone, but you can choose who you, of course, that would be why someone's talking, because that keeps coming through for you guys. So I mean, if somebody, that's what no one has. I mean, I feel like these messages come through on my channel because I never used to want to even touch that subject, because I do feel like a lot of people desire with ego a situation that feels like it's that special, that deep. And I feel like a lot of people do have beautiful soulmate relationships that they get to have. But the twin flame thing is so rare. It's so rare. I feel like at this beautiful time where our souls are all evolving, it's becoming more, it's becoming something that is happening more and more than in past lifetimes or in past, you know, cycles of the earth. I do feel like there are more than usual, but I still feel like it is pretty rare. So there's a responsibility with knowing if something is a beautiful connection where you're here to grow together. If it's a karmic partnership where you learn really fast and it's kind of rough, but you don't look back when it's done, you feel better. Or if it's this that is so divinely brought together, is the most confusing partnership you will ever have. There are no words to describe what you feel or how deep that connection is, because it's always been there, it always will be there, it is eternal and forever. It is so deep of a soul connection that you can't even put that connection into words or describe it to anybody, because 99.999999999% of the people here talking have not been in that kind of union. So that's not where to get the advice. The best place to get the advice is your personal communion with God, with your higher self. Hopefully with that person, because it's a personal connection between you and them. It doesn't involve anyone outside. Although that love between these two souls, between you and someone else, you in someone you are going to meet, or you and this person that you have no doubt in your soul, even though at times you doubt because you don't know what to do and it's a hard situation, that is such a deep love. That love is a vibrational frequency that is so much bigger, especially whatever I said before about being in someone's energy. It is absolutely felt. Others don't know what the heck they're feeling, but when that comes together, and I mean, if this is actual intimacy, it's like a, what is that? It's like when the current of electricity actually matches, and it's a circular connection of energy, and it's like it's like fireworks in your energy field, and you have this moment where your chakras align, the kundalini rises, this electrical field is so gigantic, and this love is so big that is absolutely felt. You know what? It's like a blast of love that everybody gets to feel, even if they don't understand it, because it's unconditional. It's also an unconditional love where it doesn't really matter if that person, because we have free will, chooses to be with the other person or not. Whoever it is that's not being chosen has such a love in their heart. They want the other person to absolutely 100% be happy. It's so free and so true that there's no desire to smother or hold or attach to something having to be a certain way. It's allowing absolute complete free will, because it's like, it's divinely trusted. There's something really deep where it doesn't go away. This is also that kind of connection where it doesn't matter how many years go by and you don't see this person, that chemistry, that friendship, that connection absolutely never goes away. And the way to know if it's a twin flame is if it catapulted your soul towards spirituality, where it did something and it connected that bridge between heaven and earth. It didn't just, make your soul suddenly get into the spirit world and try to get better. It also is that bridge that grounded something and connected it to who you are, the destiny you were supposed to go into, and how to ground that energy on earth so it becomes reality. So it becomes a dream come true, whether it is that this comes together or it happens separately. It's a have to come back to self-healing and self-love kind of union. Because once you work on yourself, if you are in a twin flame situation, if you work on yourself, if you have that kind of connection energetically with someone else, you can't cut those strings. They're like eternal fire connection. What you can do is bring that attention back into your soul and work on who you are. Start to ground those dreams you're thinking. Start to go towards what makes you joyful. Start to embody, those facets of you that are unique and different. Because you're like a unicorn here. You recognized another unicorn. Maybe, you had that situation and this person's looking at you like, the heck, did I just meet a unicorn? They don't exist. That can't be real. This thing is definitely too much to handle, and yet, the more they saw, the more real this unicorn became. But it's like they always just want to believe, no, it can't be, there can't be that. And maybe somebody took a step back from that. So maybe somebody here was too worried about everyone else's big mouth or what they would say. Because this is going to create a lot of change in everybody's life. It's always going to be for the divinely better. But I feel like if someone was looking at you like a unicorn, you also looked at them like they were a unicorn. You're like, what do you mean you're a unicorn too? Like, don't you know that you were a unicorn? And they're like, no, I'm normal, and I feel like this is somebody figuring out they are also a unicorn, or maybe together how you're that magical and different. And that magnetism connection just isn't the same with anybody else. There's just something that is absolutely not comparable to wherever they may compare or wherever you may compare. It doesn't mean somebody else isn't as beautiful. or that you can't have another beautiful partnership with someone else, a beautiful soulmate, maybe going through some karmic situations too, so you grow and get better. That's how we learn. But if you put that energy into self-love and away from that obsessive kind of energy that can happen on someone else, you just relieved the pressure you're putting on someone else. And like magic, you know, like divine orchestration, all of a sudden that connection, somebody will be putting that energy into them as well to heal, to get better, which is making both of your vibrations that much brighter and in the right space so it can come together. And I do believe if that's there and it's in this lifetime where you meet a person like that, that divine of a union, you are supposed to ground that dream. You are supposed to have that connection and be together. To create your dreams together, because can be, even on your own, they're amazing. But together, they're beyond words. You know, what you could change on this world and do in your lives. They know this is a once in a lifetime. I feel like it's more like once in lifetimes type of love. And you feel like home. You are one. This is somebody you dream about. Somebody who holds the truth of your heart. And somebody on your mind all the time, even when you try to not think about it, you do. So do your best to, if you think about this person and they are not around you, send them a little love, prayers, you know, that everything works out and refocus that thought. Like, it's like, let that smile embody your soul for that love that you feel for that person. And then all of that love that you feel for that person, start to bring all of that love back into how amazing you are. So, all right, let's continue. What else? I'm also seeing this, and the dog looks very sad. If somebody really hurt you, divine union or not, but you have a soul connection, I feel like this person felt your hurt, your pain, even if they didn't get to see it. But there's also something really strong about the way you transmuted that pain. All right, let's get another one. I should have known that would come through if I grabbed the twin, or the divine truth. I mean, there's not a twin flame card in the divine dog, but all right, what's another one? That's the energy into you. That's also your nourishment that you have had on somebody else's growth, their soul. You feed my mind. I mean, this is somebody you have mental stimulation, amazing conversation with, that you laugh with. You nourish their soul, their soul's growth. And it says your energy helps keep me going. So if there has been distance, or you're not in their energy field at the moment, they still feel your energy. So make your vibes high. Send them that nourishment. And I do feel like this person is starting to recognize a connection where I feel like when you're down, they might feel that, and they are also sending prayers for you. This is not somebody running on empty when they're around you. This is somebody that when they're around you, they feel better after being in your energy, being next to you. even just having a conversation with you. You brighten up their day. You make them feel better, not drained. You actually have, I feel like you actually have the opposite effect on whoever this is than most people they have encountered or been around. Because if you are in this beautiful vibration, that means that somebody is matching you. That means that their heart is just as true. That means they are also a healer. That means they are also open-minded. They might have a totally different background, totally different experiences, but their vibration, their core is the same as you. Even if their beliefs or what they were taught growing up is different. It's the core thing that matches. So, I kind of feel like this person, you're connecting to, even if, like, you messed up, they messed up, everyone messes up, tis life, tis being human. But this is somebody where at their core, they're such a beautiful soul. And you know that, you see that. And that's why you feel like there's an otherworldly type of value in this person and in this connection. I hope that made sense to you. And if that is not your message, you know, there's still parts in here that are valuable. I do feel like some of you are in a journey where you are already in this preparation phase to meet somebody who is going to blow your socks off, catapult you into the stratosphere in the future, and all this information that's coming in, all of a sudden, you'll be like, oh, I got a little extra peekaroo at what's to come. But it's not going to be an easy connection. Because that's where you grow the most, by going through the rough, you know, the rough ride, the weird chapters. So, all right. I feel like there was something that was like on the tip of my tongue to say. Oh yeah. That in the end, I mean, as with any reading, if it doesn't resonate with you, you know, if this isn't your reading, you can click off. You know, any reader that you watch taps into energy, but you have to see the overall vibes or the intention behind who's doing that reading. Sometimes it's the same exact message, but somebody just delivers it in a way that you like, or they have a personality you like. Hopefully, if you're here with me, you like my weird personality. But, you know, I've had a long journey in my life, many chapters. You know, there's many things I've gone through that I have an understanding of things that are deeper, that, you know, you may not, if you see the, you know, you see the sparkly dress and, you know, you look at chapter 1 or the cover, you might not get. But, you know, I have been intuitive also since I was a little girl, but that also made me very sensitive. And I've had pinnacle points where I have been blocked and opened up, where I don't even know what's happening or how to process, even though I know a lot and I've seen a lot and felt a lot. It's like that still, there's always more. There's always more to learn. It's a constant growth, and it's okay to not know. It's okay to not know the answer. It's okay to not know what's coming. You know, we get little peeks ahead, and I like to have information that provides some wisdom, but it's so that you can embody that wisdom and it can resonate in your life, in your situation. The answer is never out there. The answer is always, always inside of you. It's in you, in your truth, in your true connection to God and Source, the universe. That's where you find the answer. So if you are confused, pray. You know, call out to the universe. Whatever you believe in, and allow the answer to come through however it needs to. But try to take that ego out. And sometimes that's hard to do because the ego is also important down here. That's what gets us by. But it's finding that center point always. Okay, I'm going to stop with that. Let's go to something different. I keep looking at the spirit messages, but that box is empty. So let's do the universe. So let's get a message from the old universe. Let's go past the stratosphere and beyond and get some, like a message. Let's get a message for you. Clarify a message to be helpful. Please and thank you. Your time is coming. Everything is coming together for you, but you must meet the universe halfway. That's that bridge. You can't just completely let it go and never do anything to get there, but you can't overdo anything and not allow. It's like a conundrum. So hold only bright and happy visions of yourself with successful outcomes, and don't allow any fears or insecurities to stand in your way. Whatever comes, you can do it. You can get through it. And it looks like something pretty bright and amazing is coming. I mean, that was your first message. Right now, what you can do is follow your passion. Just one thing you can do when this reading is over that would make you happy. Whether that's, cleaning out a drawer or doing your dishes, or it's booking a ticket and going on vacation, or it's calling up a friend that you always have fun with. Whatever it is, signing up for a class that you've always thought of taking. Maybe you already took one. I put that in the past tense. Maybe you already started something and you have to go back to something that you let go of. And it's also empathy for you. Forgiveness for what you did and did not do. Mistakes you've made. Be easy on yourself. Be easy on someone else. To allow that energy of forgiveness gets that flow moving in your life. Get something flowing right. I want to use the tarot, but I did bring it. This is the Raitt Seers. So let's get a couple of tarot messages. Please and thank you. What are a few tarot messages to be helpful today? Oh, yeah, that's whenever I just said be easy on yourself. The Nine of Swords is where you're not really looking at the right side, where something didn't really work out, where you feel overwhelmed and anxiety and worry that maybe it wouldn't work out, that maybe you weren't right, that maybe you were cray-cray and it wasn't really that deep of a connection. Or it could even be, for some of you, just a little thing that happened in your day. And at night, you need to work out those kinks. You need to cry something out so it doesn't continue to stress you out. It's letting something go. It's having that cleanse through the cry. But if there's something not being attended to, and it's somebody going throughout their day, pretending everything is perfectly fine, this is going to be something that, if it's a deep soul thing, will sneak up at night. This could be somebody who is having nightmares, but it could also be the opposite. Upside down, this is replaying the most amazing experience you ever had. And thinking about all that you would do if you could only get to have it again. So it's sometimes dreams that you want, but then you get up and you go to that job you don't really love, or you're not attending one step towards that dream coming true. And it's not really ever leaving your soul. It's just starting to feel like more pressure and weight in your life. This is something with a 9 that you or whoever this is in more control of than they're allowing themselves to believe. But changes have to be made. Usually an ending has to occur. A different perception of thought has to come in. Sometimes if somebody stays in that anxiety sort of energy, it takes a toll on the body and becomes stress. You know, stress that is felt by others. Let's see who's stressed. If that's not really you and you've done a lot of healing, that could be somebody else's energy or situation right now. I also feel like it's something that is coming mostly at night, or I kind of see early morning here, like somebody going to bed and kind of being okay, and then right before dawn, that's when it comes in. That Rose? Like she's stretching. Tell us about the Knight of Swords. Yeah, it's like somebody is stressed out over competition or trying to climb the ladder towards that spiritual light, or somebody having, it's like too many cooks in the kitchen, too many opinions on how to get to that fire up there. Everybody's trying to reach, but there's a different way to elevate for everyone. It's like the different religions of the world. You know, there is not one path towards enlightenment. There are many. Which do you connect to? Sometimes it's merging them all together and, you know, doing your own personal climb, paving your own path of what feels right for your soul. So this could, I am kind of getting differences of opinions at someone's maybe beliefs or how they go about doing something. And, you know, I'm kind of getting somebody like really stubborn, like my way is the way. This is the way you do it. And it's not. Everybody's journey is personal. And I feel like whoever's here reaching that fire has figured out that there's not one path towards that, to that truth. The 5 of Wands can be somebody highly competitive over what they do not have and not being a team player because they want to win. It could be really weird opinions or small minds, but I like that it could also be, if it's this way, being on the team where you help each other get better, where you see and have empathy towards others' personal situations, beliefs, experiences, and no matter what that is, you have that open mind and open heart to uplift, elevate, and help one another to all be better, rather than just one person or your team or someone else's team. So let's see why that's coming through. Both of these are just smaller situations though. It's not big, you know, major arcana coming in here. These are just day-to-day things that can be changed with self-awareness, with different decisions, with the directions that you are going, what you think about in your thoughts, and what you pursue with your spirit and your actions. It kind of looks like chaos. It sort of looks like the way up is not really a ladder. It's kind of a mess. So maybe there was a kind of a messy situation, or somebody's kind of struggling with a mess of energies around them. Sometimes that's a lot of drama. I do see somebody is elevating here and doing their best. And that's all you can do. The best with what you have. But maybe that was a message for somebody. One more. Clarify. Somebody is leaving the comfort zone. Right, it's that conundrum energy again. This is that you made some plans, you see the future, you know something is across that shore, across that water. You have the surfboard, you have the means of transportation, you're in the car, you're on the journey, but you can't quite see what's ahead, and you have to be okay with that. It's expecting the other side of the shore to be amazing. And hold on, I'm gonna pause you 1 minute. I feel like my lip is dry. Hold on, I know this is a weird thing to pause for. That was so weird to do. You can even see my lipsticks here. But I could feel like my lips so dry, so I have a slight color change here. Back to the reading. It's that there's something arriving. It's coming. It's just making its way towards you. This is also you having to make your way towards your dreams coming true. Catching the right wave. Going back if you missed one. Riding too short to ground something. Diving into an emotional situation. Making plans and following through. Showing up. It's releasing the energy of anxiety on when and how and where something will arrive. It will in the divine timing. You sent out that memo, that prayer. And, you know, everything is coming together. So sometimes I see this as allowance in waiting, but also pursuing something that is in your control. And it's, I always see it as where you leave the kingdom. You're beyond the plans. You're taking action upon something, and you're in that energy of the 3, which is creativity. Creatively moving with that spiritual flame inside of you. Because it's eternal. That doesn't go out. Sometimes there's a little bit of a damper you can put on something depending on your vibration, but this is you sparking something up again and again and again, as many times as you need to. So, can we end with a message? Yeah, I have this one. This is the Clarifying Life Situation. So let's end with one. What is one overall helpful message at the end of this reading? Please and thank you. The joy of shared experiences. So, who do you enjoy being around right now that you could plan something with? There's also that map. Travel. It could be the shared experience of sitting on the porch, or, you know, being across the table with somebody having coffee, maybe playing footsies underneath. It could be the shared experience of having a beautiful, vibrant conversation with a stranger. Create memories together, engage in activities you both enjoy, and try new things together. Shared experiences bond you closer. If you're like, I don't know who that is, or that's not my person, I haven't seen them in a while, then when that comes in, or when the right person comes into your life, whoever that is, do things together. Maybe that's a new friend, or an old friend you haven't seen in a while that you're gonna have a really good time with. Make some plans together. I feel like I saw that here. When you merge those dreams together, it's like endless possibilities in the world that you can have, that you can create, that you get to do. And with that, I bid you adieu. Thank you for being here today. I hope this reading was helpful. And I really do appreciate you being part of my soul family. Thank you so much for commenting on these videos. I love reading your comments, and thank Thank you for all the thumbs up. That really does show me your support for what I get to do here with you, the connection I get to make for you. And I truly do enjoy it. Thank you for being such a beautiful part of our soul's elevation that we do together. Because we're all down here on earth and being easy, and it's still beautiful. And I love you. Thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you manana. Bye.